What's going on, everybody? It's Jay, Coffee Talk, blogging, sports, music, news, life, current events, and much more. Now, you guys know I've been covering the murder of George Floyd by this demon. It's the only way I can refer to this guy. Pure evil, just disgusting. Derek Chauvin, the former police officer who is now in custody, and we're hoping that justice prevails. But as it stands, he's the only one locked up right now. These other guys should pay as well. But there's a lot going on right now with all of this. So I'm tapping in the comments with your thoughts on everything. But Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores issued a statement that I wanted to share with you guys and talk a little bit about this. Now, he said, "I've had the privilege of being a part of many different circles that have included some very powerful and influential people of all different races and genders. The events of the last few weeks have brought some of the memories of those conversations back to light. I vividly remember the Colin Kaepernick conversations. Don't ever disrespect the flag was the phrase that I heard over and over again. This idea that players were kneeling in support of social justice was something some people couldn't wrap their head around. The outrage that I saw in the media and the anger I felt in some of my own private conversations caused me to sever a few long-standing friendships. Most recently, I've had conversations about incentivizing teams for hiring minorities. Again, there was some outrage in the media and talks that this would cause division amongst coaches, executives, and ownership. I bring these situations up because I haven't seen the same outrage from people of influence when the conversation turns to Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and most recently, George Floyd. Many people who broadcast their opinions on kneeling or the hiring of minorities don't seem to have an opinion on the recent murders of these young black men and women. I think many of them quietly say that watching George Floyd plead for help is one of the more horrible things they have seen. But it's said amongst themselves where no one can hear. Broadcasting that opinion clearly is not important enough. I lead a group of young men who have the potential to make a real impact in this world. My message to them and anyone else who wants to listen is that honesty, transparency, and empathy go a long way in bringing people together and making change. I hope that the tragedies of the last few weeks will open our hearts and minds to a better way of communicating and hopefully create that change." All right, so you guys heard what Dolphins coach Brian Flores saying there in that statement. And, let's discuss this. As I always say on this channel, I want to hear what the people got to say. That's what this platform's all about. As always, let's keep it respectful. But, everyone remembers the protest, Colin Kaepernick, what the protest was truly about. And it became about the controversy. Like, Brian Flores was just saying there about people saying, don't disrespect the flag, don't disrespect the flag. And, that is not what it was about. It was powerful. It was done in a way to catch everyone's attention. But, the way the controversy went, that wasn't what was being discussed. You heard what he was saying. What was being discussed was how it was disrespectful. Now, I gotta say, I have a lot of people in my family in the military. I know a lot of people outside of my family who are in the military as well. And, through the media, we saw a lot of veterans and stuff who were saying how disrespectful it was. But I personally met a lot of veterans who were for the protest. You know what I mean? Who who said, you know, they supported it, but we really didn't hear about that. You know what I mean? As far as the media. But you heard Flores, you know, people were so vocal and loud about that, you know, the flag being disrespected, but now, you know, they don't have the same volume, so to speak, when they're speaking on the murder of George Floyd. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, let's discuss this, because it's just the protest is a prime example of, you know, how crazy it is where people can be so divided, and, you know, things get off of what it was really about. You know what I mean? You heard him. He's naming these names of people who were murdered by police, and that's what it was all about. You know, that's what the protest was all about, speaking about that, and it became about everything other than that. You know what I mean? So I want to know what everyone thinks about this. Like, let's discuss this in them comments, as I stated. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to sub to the channel. Stay tuned for updates. Catch you guys on the next video. Let's talk about this in them comments. I'm out of here. Peace.